Now, there's still something funky happening here, which you can see because the background color is different for this section. The gray here doesn't extend all the way through the entire content. That's because floating elements take them out of the natural flow, and it doesn't include them in the same way in the container element. We can fix this though by setting the overflow property on the container element. So let me show you this real quick and then we'll talk about what overflow means. So we want to make sure that our stacked hero section alt section is selected. That's the one that contains our snippets. And let's set the overflow to auto. Now when we do that, you see the gray extend all the way down to the contact us section. So now let's take a quick look at overflow and some examples. So let's do a search for CSS Overflow, and we'll look at CSS Overflow property here. So here's an example. I'm going to click the try it yourself. So you can see how here, when we hover over, we can scroll this, but here we can't. That's because the overflow here is set to scroll and the overflow here is set to hidden. Now most of the time, overflow is going to come into play when you have a fixed height and width. So back at our example, if we scroll up to the top, in this slideshow, if you remember for our previous and next icons, it uses a font icon and it adds that to the before pseudo element of an anchor tag, but then it has some text in the anchor tag as well. Now we don't see that text, and the reason we don't see it is because the width of the element is set to just the width of the content that's before it. And then the overflow is set to hidden, so you don't actually see it. That same strategy is being used here in the example. Now there's some other options for overflow too. If you scroll down, you can see them here. So it's sort of strange that auto should work to fix this float issue, but it's one of those tricks that you learn at some point when you're dealing with floats in layout.